Hey everyone, welcome back to News Channel 5 Plus right here on Open Line, where you can ask the attorney. It's great free advice from our friend of the Kennedy law firm, Kevin Kennedy himself. Just call the number right there on your screen. Throughout the duration of what's left of our show tonight, this hour flies by, and it's just great advice. You can call in, and if you didn't want to get to the phone lines tonight, feel free to reach out to Kennedy Law Firm. He's always happy to hear from you. And speaking of him, he's joining us at a distance right now. There he is, Kevin Kennedy. How you doing this evening? I mean, we're having a good time, right?
We're having a great time. I told you during the break, I said, boy, I miss being there in the studio. It's a little different being here at the Kennedy Law Firm, but I love being with you and I love the callers, so I want to encourage them to go ahead and call. And again, when they see you and I out, one of the things we quite hear often, they say, well, I've seen you on TV, and can we have a picture? And, Casey, you have always shared with me, you're always delighted for people when they recognize you, come up and talk to you, and so that's what makes it fun about you're just like everybody's friend and they know you from the TV.
You're too kind, Kevin. I know we do have a good time here on the show. I hate that you're not sitting next to me this evening, but hey, this is, a weird time, but we're getting through it, and we're kind of having fun with this tonight, I'd say. So let's go ahead and get to let's get to our next caller. The show's about the folks that are tuning in tonight and giving us a call. All right, Kevin, let's get to Lee's been waiting on line 4. Hi, Lee. You're on Open Line tonight. What's your question for Kevin? Hey, Lee, can you hear us?
Oh, I can hear you.
Awesome. You are on air. What's your question tonight?
Okay. I have a friend. She turned 80 years old, and she had a life insurance she had been paying about 30 or 40 years, and they sent her payments back. They canceled her insurance and didn't give her anything back. Can she sue the insurance company?
Yes, and we are seeing this, a lot of that, the same thing that you're sharing. So that's what's beautiful about the show. One person comes in, and there's lots and lots of people that are in the same circumstance. And some people think, well, I can't get a lawyer to help me. Well, that's not true, because people all the time, if she can provide the documentation where they've been taken out of her bank account or where she's written checks, and they say, we're going to cancel it. No. We have that happen quite often around here. And so much of the time when someone gets real ill, they say, well, we canceled that insurance policy. No, we didn't. They said, we didn't receive it. So that is a clear-cut dispute, your word versus theirs, and many times the lawyers get that corrected and they will pay for it. I've said it time and time again, everybody should be checking on their older parents and grandparents. Do you have a policy? Where's the number? Who's the company? And help do a follow-up to make sure that we don't have a misunderstanding where they can come back to. It gets down to who do you really care about? It's been said, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And I do believe that. So I want to encourage you, families have to take care of one another. And so many people right now need a friend, perhaps their family's not able to come to them. Discuss this with them. Where are those policies? Where is your will? And thank you so much. But yes, she can get some help.
Great call, great question. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Let's get to our next caller on the line. Hi, you are on Open Line. What is your question tonight? Hey there, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi, you are on Open Line tonight. What's your question?
Yes, my son's father passed, and his Social Security check was deposited to Direct Express Payment, is where his Social Security check would go every month. And after his father passed, the bank sent us a letter saying that they needed like his death certificate, and then they was naming off like letter of probate or ID of estate or letter of administration, letter of testamentary, and a notarized small estate affidavit. So my son doesn't have any of that, but would that fall under the small estate affidavit?
Yes, and what you're sharing is what everybody, if he didn't have a will, that's why I want everyone to consider that. Then when he passes away, we're going to have letters of testamentary. Someone's going to have to file for a small estate, or you may have to file for an estate. Someone would be named the administrator over that, or if it was a will, they're named the executor. With that power, they can pay bills, they can sell property, they can transfer all kinds of business that has to take place to try to settle one's estate. People ask me all the time, what does estate mean? If Kevin Kennedy were to pass away tonight, then everything that I left is in the estate of Kevin Kennedy. And people ask me all the time too, Kevin, do you have a will? Yes, I do have a will. And that would appoint someone. In your particular situation, I would go talk to a lawyer and see what categories your particular situation would fit into. And because you can't, if you got the truck and it's in the deceased name, you can't sell it. You're going to have to get letters to try to establish who is the owner. Because remember, when you die without a will, your kids can inherit from you. And we have one right now, same situation, where a lady, her husband didn't have a will. He lingered for some time. She should have done something while he was still alive. And that's where I go back, but she didn't. And so then he had children from a previous relationship. Well, guess what? When he dies, all that's in controversy, and you can stir up a fight. A wife can always get 1/3. So if she's married to him, well, then she could get a child's portion, but she'll always get 1/3. So there's a lot of things that only a lawyer can interpret, and the clerks of the court are really good. They're not lawyers. They're not allowed to give you legal advice. Sometimes they can tell you the pros and cons, but the way that you're only going to get this satisfied. And let me say one more thing. If it thrusts into your life, get it done. Don't leave that for your children, because someone's going to come up short. And so even if they died without a will, file. Let's get it all straight in my generation, and we won't make that mistake again.
Kevin Kennedy is here to answer your questions tonight. Just give that number right there on your screen a call. We've got a couple of callers waiting on the lines. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll get right back to those questions. Keep it here.